from Cooking with Plants, and welcome to another episode of My Vegan Story. And today I'm joined by my friend Paul, who is here to share his vegan story today. And it's quite an interesting and quite a common journey in terms of starting out vegetarian and then transitioning to a vegan lifestyle. So I know many of my followers are still vegetarian and trying to make that final move. So Paul might have some insights as to why he did that and maybe how you could do the same. So welcome to the channel.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So I guess initially, if you can share how you started out vegetarian in the first place.
Sure. Yep, so going vegetarian actually occurred for me at a very young age. Growing up was surrounded by a lot of animals in the family home a lot of the time.
Yep.
And I can really identify clearly the trigger for me for going vegetarian. I was actually cooking one day, cooking a meal up, and I was cooking up chicken fillets.
Yeah.
And was handling the chicken fillets and the flesh, and from that moment on, I just decided this is animal flesh that I'm actually handling, and made that connection as opposed from just buying something from a supermarket from the packet and this is just a food. I made that connection then, handling the flesh of the chicken and making that connection, going, this was a living animal. Why am I eating this?
And how old were you at that stage?
I would have been about 14.
Okay.
Yeah, about 14.
Wow. So that was quite a long stage then that you were vegetarian for?
Yes, I'm getting a bit older now, so it has been it was quite a number of years. It was almost nearly 20 years I was vegetarian.
Wow, okay. And then, so what finally led to you becoming vegan?
So my partner at the time was vegan.
Yep.
I went through obviously a fairly lengthy transition of going from eating everything to eliminating particular foods, and at the time, obviously being vegetarian, and my partner at the time, as I said, was vegan, introduced a couple of documentaries and just made me think about things a little bit more. Yeah. Being vegetarian, I thought I was doing enough, but then being introduced to or exposed to, I guess, the treatment of animals in terms of the dairy industry. And those types of products and eggs as well, obviously, is a big one for a lot of people. Just being exposed to the treatment of animals in those industries just made me sort of, and it sounds ridiculous to say this now, but I became aware of it then and was sort of awoke to what was going on. And then once I came to that realisation, it was very easy for me to just make that decision, which was an ethical decision, just go, well, I don't want to contribute to this anymore. Yeah. Again, it sounds silly. I didn't know I was contributing to that through those industries, and then just immediately just cut those other items out.
Yeah. I think that's a good point. A lot of people aren't aware that being vegetarian, you're still contributing to animal cruelty. So, what were the documentaries that you watched that then educated you?
Yeah, it was actually more just, rather than a particular documentary, but there was just exposés on particular industries, and particularly around chickens and eggs and the dairy as well. So rather than being one particular documentary, it was exposure to a lot of those. That
constant education process.
Correct.
So did you use YouTube to find those sort of videos? Or?
Yeah, definitely YouTube.
Okay, so for anyone out there wanting to learn more about animal cruelty in the egg industry and the dairy industry, then there's definitely lots of information available on YouTube for you to have a look at. So also, I know that you were vegetarian and you were training at the gym a lot, and then how was that for you when you transitioned to a vegan diet?
Yeah, there's a lot of misconceptions around, protein intake, particularly, eggs and milk and meat even, obviously. And look, there was really no issue for me. I'd been training as a vegetarian for a long time, competed actually quite successfully, and ended up transitioning into veganism, obviously. I found that my training actually improved from that point
fantastic.
On. Yeah, even particularly my digestion and all those sorts of things, protein assimilation, all those sorts of things actually improved my training, and I ended up passing that on in a coaching role to a lot of the athletes that I did train previously as well. So I mean, so many benefits.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, so definitely a myth about the lack of protein. It's in everything, and even if you look at vegan protein powders, what are they filled with? Peas and brown rice. So it's not hard to get. So once you made that connection with veganism, did you then also integrate that into your whole lifestyle?
Yeah, so I think veganism transcends just a vegan diet, which is the
Yep.
obvious connection that most people make.
Yep.
The other things, again, and I'm going to say this again, that I wasn't aware. So in terms of products that you don't really think about in terms
Yeah.
of clothing and furniture and those sorts of things, and even I know particularly for a lot of people in terms of cosmetics or those
Yeah.
types of products that are tested on animals. So again, trying to minimise the amount of harm that you do to animals in any circumstances. It was just again another aspect that I needed to incorporate into my lifestyle, and that was something I transitioned through as well.
Okay, fantastic. So now you've been vegan how long?
Just over 4 years now.
4 years.
Yeah.
And so you've recently joined the Australian Animal Justice Party.
Yep, that's right.
So do you want to talk us through how you became part of that and what your goals are with that as well?
Sure, yeah. Interestingly, late last year, obviously got involved with the Animal Justice Party, and one of the triggers for me was actually after seeing one of your previous guests, James Aspey, speak
Yep.
at the Brisbane Vegan Festival. And James spoke about, it's great to be vegan and to follow a vegan lifestyle, but you need to be able to spread that message and influence and educate other people. And that was a real trigger for me, because up until that point, I thought I was doing enough. But listening to James speak about his activism really triggered something in me to be able to contribute on a greater scale.
Yeah.
And obviously, a lot of people, want to leave a legacy as well. And that's something that, I really felt that I needed to contribute to.
Yeah.
And looking at what my best use of my skill set was and interest was getting involved with the Animal Justice Party, which is a political party established in Australia to really promote animal rights and the treatment of animals through law reform. So that's something that I've got involved in, taken a position and lucky enough to be on the national committee. And obviously we've got an election coming up this year, so we're very busy at the moment, but really looking to further animal rights through law reform.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it sounds like you've fully embraced that lifestyle and trying to share for the greater good of everyone. Basically, the whole planet needs this, so that's a fantastic transition to, if you are vegetarian, definitely have a look at a vegan lifestyle and see if you can make that holistic connection and take that whole approach to help the animals, help the planet, help yourself. So it's a win-win all around. Well, thank you again for joining us today. That was fantastic.
Sure, thanks for having me.
I'm sure everyone appreciated your time today. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you next time. Bye.